The chamber is dark and silent as 12 alien leaders sit around a black round table. The walls of the council hall shine with silver light, but no one speaks. A heavy tension fills the room like cold smoke. One alien with long blue arms stands and looks at the others. His voice is low but sharp. He says, "Humanity is dangerous. We must erase them now before they rise again." The other leaders look at each other with fear and anger. Another alien slams his metal hand on the table. The sound spreads through the hall like thunder. He says, "We gave them peace after the last war. We allowed their colonies to live. We were fools. Humanity is not weak. Humanity is waiting." The council head with golden eyes raises his hand and the room goes quiet. Says the humans will not get another chance. We will end them once and for all. Far away on the edge of the galaxy, a small human spy drone floats outside the council hall. It looks like a small piece of rock, but inside it listens and records everything. Every word of the council is sent to a secret human base hidden under the frozen mountains of Mars. A red light flashes on a dark screen, and an officer runs through a metal corridor. He shouts, "Commander Kane, you need to hear this." Commander Kane stands inside the command center. His face is calm, but his eyes are hard. He listens to the message from the council. His jaw tightens. He looks at the officers around him and says, "They are coming for us again. They want to finish what they started." "Last time, the officers exchange worried looks," one of them says. "But sir, our fleet is not strong enough. Our colonies are still weak after the last war." Kane looks at the map of the galaxy on the wall and says, "Weak does not mean broken back inside." The council hall. The alien leaders begin to vote one by one. They raise their hands. The vote is almost complete when the last alien, a silent old one with silver skin, finally raises his hand. The council head smiles with cold teeth and says, "The decision is made. We strike in 7 cycles. Every human colony will burn. Every ship will fall. The galaxy will see the end of Earth on Mars." Commander Kane walks to the center of the room. He stands before a large black screen. On the screen is a message that has been waiting for years. The message is simple. Phase 1. Strike back. Kane presses his hand on the screen. The lights of the base turn red. A deep alarm begins to echo across the underground tunnels, all over the human colonies. Sleeping soldiers, wake up. Lights flicker across bases hidden in asteroids. Weapons long covered in dust come alive again. Kane turns to his officers and says, "They think they can destroy us, but they do not know what we have built. They do not know the power we now." One of the officers says, "Sir, do you really think we can win?" Kane looks at him and says, "I do not think I know. We will not wait for them to strike first. This time we strike back." On the alien side, fleets are already moving. Black warships float through space like a storm. They believe the humans will fall easily. They remember the humans as weak and broken from the last war. They believe there will be no real fight. But deep under Mars, humans have changed. They have prepared in silence. They have built ships that no alien has ever seen. They have made weapons that the Council does not understand. A young human pilot named Lena runs through a long corridor. Her boots hit the metal floor with a hard sound. She reaches the hangar and sees a giant silver ship waiting for launch. It is one of the Ghost Fleet ships, a new kind of vessel that cannot be tracked. She stands under the massive engines and smiles. She says quietly, "They will never see us coming in the council hall." The alien leader with blue arms receives the first report from their scouts. He frowns when he reads it. He says the humans are moving faster than expected. They are gathering fleets. This should not be possible. The council head replies, "Calm yourself. We control the galaxy. The humans are alone. They cannot fight us." But deep in his golden eyes, a small spark of worry begins to grow. Meanwhile, Commander Kane walks through the war room. A large map of the galaxy glows on the floor. Red lights mark the alien fleets. Blue lights show the hidden human bases. Kane stops at the center. He points to a red line near the border of alien space and says, "This is where we strike first. We will not wait for their fire to reach us. We will cut off their supply routes. We will make them feel fear, Lena," and hundreds of pilots climb into their ships. The engines begin to hum like a rising storm. A voice speaks through the speakers. "This is Commander Kane. This is not a war of survival. This is a war of revenge. They tried to erase us once. They will fail again. Humanity fights today. Humanity strikes back across the galaxy. The alien council believes their plan is perfect. They believe their fleets are too large. They believe their rule is too strong. They do not see the shadow rising behind them. They do not hear the heartbeat of a human fleet ready to fight. Commander Kane stands before the launch bay and watches the ghost fleet move into the black sky above Mars. The engines glow like small stars. His voice is calm and steady. He says, "They thought we were broken. They thought we were weak, but they were wrong. This is the beginning of their end as the first human ships disappear into deep space. The alarm in the alien council rings for the first time. In many years, the war that the galaxy feared is no longer coming. It has already begun. Humanity has made its choice. The council will pay." The night sky above an alien supply station is quiet. Thousands of ships sleep around the giant ring station. The alien guards are relaxed. They believe no one can attack them here. The station is the heart of the council supply line. It feeds fuel, weapons, and power to hundreds of fleets. It is a place they believe is untouchable. A young alien officer stands. Near the window of the control room, he watches the stars outside. The stars are calm. The silence is normal. He lifts a cup of black liquid to his mouth and takes a sip. He does not know that far away in the black of space, something is moving. Something silent, something deadly. The human ghost fleet is gliding through the darkness like a shadow. The ships make no sound. They send no signal. They cannot be seen on the enemy radar. Commander Kane stands on the bridge of the lead ship. He looks at the giant alien station on the screen. His face is hard and cold. An officer beside him says, "Target in range." Kane replies, "Begin the operation." Lena sits inside her cockpit. Her hands grip the controls. She breathes slowly. Her heart is loud in her chest. The voice of the flight leader speaks through the comm channel. "All squadrons hold position, ghost mode active. The alien station does not know what is coming on the alien station." A sensor officer suddenly frowns. He looks at the radar screen and taps the glass. There's a strange shadow moving too fast. He turns to his captain and says, "Sir, there is something out there." The captain laughs and says, "Probably a rock passing by. Do not waste my time." The officer looks back at the screen. The shadow is gone. Commander Kane gives the signal. His voice is calm. "Launch now." The black space lights up with sudden movement. Human ships appear for a second and then vanish again like ghosts. They are already too close for the alien defenses to react. A wave of silent missiles flies forward. They cut through space without a single sound. The alien station alarms begin to scream. Red lights flash across the walls. Soldiers run through the halls. Officers shout orders. "Sir, incoming missiles." "Sir, we have no time." The captain of the station stares at the screen. His face turns pale. He whispers, "They are here. The humans are here." The first explosion hits the outer fuel tanks. The fire spreads like a burning star. The second explosion tears through the station's shield generator. The third hits the command tower. The alien fleet around the station tries to move, but it is too late. Their engines are still cold. The ghost fleet is already inside the defense. Ringlina and her squad fly through the burning field of metal. She locks her target on a heavy cruiser and fires a bright blue beam. The beam cuts through the alien armor like paper. The cruiser explodes into a ball of fire. Her voice is steady as she says, "Target destroyed, moving to next, Commander." Kane stands on the bridge and watches the chaos unfold. He does not smile. He knows this is only the beginning. He says to his crew, "Remember, no survivors. No signals leave this place. We end it fast and clean." The alien captain tries to send a message to the council, but the communication lines are dead. The humans have jammed every channel. He turns to his crew and shouts, "Fight back," but the human ships are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Every time the alien guns fire, the ghost fleet has already moved. A squad of alien fighters rush out of the hangar, but Lena and her team cut them down before they can even form a defense. The alien pilots shout in panic. Their training never prepared them for an enemy they cannot see. Their ships explode one by one in the cold space inside the alien control room. Smoke fills the air. Systems are failing. Alarms are screaming. The captain falls to his knees as the last defense shield breaks. He looks at the burning stars outside and whispers, "How is this possible?" Commander Kane gives the final order, "Strike the core." A giant missile leaves the lead ship. It flies straight into the heart of the station. A blinding light covers the screen. The alien supply station that has stood for 50 years breaks apart like glass. Pieces of metal spin into the void. Flames dance through the sky. Liner watches the explosion from her cockpit. Her eyes are wide. She has trained for years, but nothing has ever looked like this. She whispers softly, "They will remember this day." Kane looks at the burning wreck on the screen. He turns to his officers and says, "Send the message to the Galaxy Channel A." Short signal goes out on every frequency across Council space. It is only 3 words. "We are back across alien worlds." The signal shocks everyone. The Council tries to block it, but it spreads too fast. Billions of aliens hear the human message. They look at the sky with fear. Some whisper the old stories. The humans have returned. The council hall fills with shouting leaders. The alien with blue arms slams the table again. He says, "This cannot be. How did they strike the heart of our supply routes?" The council head stares at the red reports on the screen. He says quietly, "We underestimated them. They are stronger than before." On Mars, the Ghost Fleet returns to its hidden base. Soldiers cheer. Pilots raise their fists. The first strike is complete. Humanity has sent its message. Kane walks through the hangar and looks at his crew. He says, "This is just the beginning. They will fear us before they face us." In the council chamber, a new order is given. All fleets must prepare. All colonies must arm. All leaders must meet. The council is no longer calm. It is afraid. The humans have shown they are not weak. The humans have shown they can strike anywhere. Commander Kane stands on the balcony of the Mars base. He looks at the stars. The fire from the enemy station still glows on the horizon of his memory. His voice is low but strong. "They started this war. We will finish it." Lena walks beside him. She asks, "Sir, what happens next?" Kane answers, "We keep moving. We never stop until the council falls. This is the first strike. The next will be louder. The next will be bigger. The stars are quiet again, but the galaxy is not. The council thought it was untouchable. Tonight, the humans proved them wrong. The war has officially begun." The alien radar room is silent. A young alien officer stares at the screen. His hands are shaking. He has never seen anything like this before. On the screen, a massive shape moves through the stars. It is big like a fleet, but it makes no signal and no sound. The officer shouts to his captain, "Sir, unknown object entering Sector 4. The captain walks closer and looks at the radar. The shape grows bigger and then it suddenly vanishes. The captain's face turns pale. He whispers to himself, "No fleet can disappear from our scanners. "Not like this," he shouts. "Lock the sensors, find it again." The officers work fast. They press buttons and move dials, but the radar shows nothing. The giant shape is gone, like it was never there, far away in deep black. Space, the human ghost fleet, moves like a shadow. The ships glide through the darkness. Their bodies are covered in dark plates that bend light. Their engines make no sound. Their signals are silent. Commander Kane stands on the bridge of the lead ship. He looks at the galaxy map in front of him. His officers speak quietly, but everyone can feel the weight of this mission. Kane says in a steady voice, "The Council will not sleep tonight. They will learn what we have built." A young officer replies, "So the fleet is in perfect formation." Kane nods. "Keep it that way. No one sees us. No one hears us." Lena sits in her cockpit. She checks her instruments and smiles. The screen in front of her is black. Nothing can track them. Nothing can stop them. She whispers to herself, "We are ghosts." Back at the alien military base, the Council has called an emergency meeting. Reports from many sectors arrive at once. Each report says the same thing. A large, unknown shape appeared and vanished. The Council hall is full of shouting leaders. The alien with blue arms stands and says, "The humans have technology we cannot understand." The Council head raises his golden eyes and says, "If this is true, then we are no longer the hunters. We are the prey on Mars, Commander." Kane meets his top officers in the war room. The hologram of the alien capital spins in the air like a small blue planet. Kane points at the glowing center. "This is where we will strike, but not today. First, we make them fear every shadow, every silent sky. We make them doubt their power." An officer says, "Sir, the Council has doubled patrols. They are searching for us." Kane replies, "Good, let them search. They will never find us. We will be the storm they cannot see." The Ghost Fleet travels through 3 alien sectors. They pass close to patrol ships, but no alarm rings. The aliens see nothing. Their sensors show only empty space. Lena laughs softly inside her cockpit. She says they are blind. Kane replies over the comm channel, "That is why we will win at." An alien listening post. 3 guards sit bored. One of them taps the table with his claw. He says, "I hate this duty. Nothing ever happens here." Another guard nods and says, "If the humans ever come, they will go for the big stations. Not this rock." They both laugh. A second later, their radar blinks. A shadow passes across the sky. They look up but see nothing. The radar returns to normal. They shake their heads and think it was a glitch. The Ghost Fleet moves past the listening post without leaving. A trace Kane watches the post on the screen. He says, "They have no idea we were here." An officer replies, "Sir, the fleet is moving smoothly." Kane nods and says, "Good, keep the pace." The Council head receives another report from Sector 7. He slams his hand on the table. He says, "Find that fleet at any cost. Use everything." The alien with blue arms says, "Sir, we have used everything." They are like smoke in the dark of space. Kane walks through the bridge. He stops in front of the main screen and says, "They thought we were broken. They thought we would hide forever. They were wrong. We built something they cannot fight." Lena and her squad run a silent training drill. Their ships twist and turn in perfect formation. The engines make no sound. The speed is fast. The silence is deadly. Kane watches the drill from the control room. He says softly, "This fleet is our greatest weapon." Back at the Council hall, fear spreads between the leaders. One leader says, "If we cannot track them, they can attack anywhere." Another replies, "Our fleets are strong. They will protect us," but everyone in the room feels the same cold thought in their hearts. Strength means nothing against a ghost. The Ghost Fleet reaches a hidden position behind a dead moon. Kane looks at the alien trade route glowing on the map. He says, "We will hit this line soon. Their supplies will stop. Their fleets will starve." Lena looks at the glowing path and nods. She says, "They will never see it coming." Alien patrol ships move around the trade route. They are alert and ready, but the ghost fleet is already behind them. The human ships turn off every signal and wait in silence like hunters in the dark. The alien patrol captain looks at his radar. He sees nothing. He relaxes and says, "All clear." But in the black sky behind him, human ships float like shadows. Commander Kane stands tall on the bridge. He raises his hand and gives a quiet command. "Hold position, wait for the order." The officers nod. The ships remain still. The aliens keep moving with no idea of the danger around them. On the council side, fear grows stronger with every new report. Some alien citizens begin to whisper stories in the streets. They speak of invisible human ships. They say the ghosts of Earth are hunting the galaxy. Again, they say the council is no longer safe. Kane listens to these whispers through intercepted transmissions. He smiles for the first time since the war began. He says to his officers, "They fear what they cannot see." That is the beginning of their. Lena sits in her ship and looks at the stars. The black sky feels different now. It belongs to the humans again. She remembers the burned cities from the last war. She remembers the faces of people lost. She whispers, "This time they will pay Kane." He turns to the crew and says, "Soon the real strike begins, but tonight they will learn that the ghost fleet is real." He looks at the stars and adds, "They can build walls, but they cannot stop shadows." The ghost fleet floats in the dark around the trade route, waiting for the signal. The council is searching, but the humans are already here. The war has entered a new phase. The hunters have become the hunted. The alien war room is filled with bright red lights. The council generals stand around a large table. The hologram of the galaxy spins slowly in front of them. One general points at a blinking blue dot. He says, "This is the human fleet. They have been attacking our supply lines. If we strike here, we can crush them all." The council head nods and says, "Gather the strongest fleet. We end them tonight." Far away on Mars, Commander Kane stands inside the war room. His officers are around him. A red light flashes on the screen. A voice from the spy network speaks in a clear tone. The council is moving. They are gathering their largest fleet. Kane stares at the map. His jaw tightens. He says, "They think they are hunting us, but they are walking into our trap. The alien fleet is huge. Thousands of ships form a wall of metal and fire." The alien commander stands on his bridge with pride. He looks at the empty starfield ahead. He says, "The humans cannot escape now. We will crush them." The officers cheer and the engines roar. The fleet moves forward like a storm, but deep in the black space, the ghost fleet is waiting. Lena sits in her cockpit. Her eyes are sharp and focused. She breathes slowly. The quiet voice of Commander Kane comes through the comm channel. "All units hold position. Do not fire until my signal." The alien radar shows nothing. The enemy sees only an empty void. The commander frowns. He says, "Where are they? They should be here." A sensor officer replies, "Sir, our scanners show no activity." The commander replies, "Keep moving. The humans will not hide forever." Kane watches the alien fleet. On the screen, their ships look like a river of fire crossing the stars. He stands straight and says, "Let them come a little closer." Officers nod and wait. The tension in the room grows like a rising wave. Lena tightens her grip on the controls. The ghost fleet is completely silent. Around her, hundreds of human ships float like shadows. Their engines are cold. Their lights are off. The alien fleet flies straight into the center of the trap. Inside the council fleet, the commander begins to feel uneasy. The silence of the starfield is strange. He looks at his radar and sees nothing. He turns to his second-in-command and says, "It is too quiet." She answers, "Maybe they ran away." He shakes his head. "Humans do not run anymore." Kane raises his hand and gives the signal, "All ships prepare to strike." In a second, the ghost fleet comes to life. Engines roar through the darkness, but it is too late for the alien fleet to escape. Human ships appear. On all sides, like ghosts turning solid, the alien commander shouts, "Ambush raise, shields fire all guns," but the ghost fleet is already closing in. Missiles hit the first row of alien ships. Shields break under the sudden storm of energy beams. The star field. It fills with fire and metal. Lina dives through the burning sky. Her ship cuts between two alien cruisers. She locks on a target and fires. Her beam rips through the cruiser's engine. It explodes into a ball of flame. She turns sharply and fires again. Another ship falls. Her voice is steady. She says, "Target destroyed," moving to next. Kane stands on the bridge of his ship. He watches the trap working perfectly. He says to his officers, "They thought they were the hunters, but now they are the prey. Push them from both sides, surround them." The alien commander tries to form a defense line, but human ships attack from above, below, and behind. Every move he makes is answered with a faster strike. His fleet begins to break. He shouts to his officers, "Regroup, regroup," but no one can hear him through the noise of the battle. The ghost fleet moves like a storm. Each ship strikes fast and vanishes before the aliens can respond. Lina leads her squad into the center of the fleet. Her fighters destroy one ship. After another flames light the dark sky like a burning sun. An alien officer on the command bridge screams, "Sir, we are surrounded." The commander slams his fist on the console and shouts, "Fight until the last ship." But fear is already spreading through. His ranks, pilots, panic soldiers shout, "Orders are lost." Kane looks at the battlefield on the big screen. Red dots disappear one by one. He turns to his officers and says, "Cut their escape routes." No ship leaves this trap. The alien fleet tries to retreat. But every path is blocked by human ships. The commander's voice breaks when he says all forces fall back. But his words come too late. The human fleet closes in like a fist around the enemy. Lina's squad moves through the final defense line. Her beam strikes the flagship's engines. Fire covers the sky. The alien commander watches the flames through the bridge window. He knows the battle is lost. Kane gives the final order. Finish it now. The ghost fleet fires everything at once. The black sky becomes a sea of light. The alien fleet collapses under the power of the strike. Ships break apart and burn in silence. Pieces of metal drift into the dark inn. The council hall on the homeworld alarms ring. Generals shout. Reports come in fast. The largest fleet of the council has been destroyed. The alien with blue arms slams the table and says, "How can they be everywhere?" The council head says quietly, "We walked into their trap on Mars." Cheers echo through the human base. Soldiers raise their fists. Pilots hug each other. The biggest alien fleet is gone. Kane walks through the command center. His face is calm, but his eyes are sharp. He says, "They will never forget this." Lina sits on the wing of her fighter after landing. She looks at the stars and smiles. She says softly, "We can win this." Kane walks beside her. He looks at the sky and says, "This was only one battle. Many more are coming." The ghost fleet rests, but the war moves forward. The council is no longer sure of its power. Their fleets are broken. Their people are afraid. The trap has changed everything. Kane stands before the war table and looks at the next target. He says, "They thought they could crush us. We showed them. Their strength is nothing. They will keep coming. But so will we." The stars are quiet again, but the silence is different now. It is the silence after a storm. It is the silence of fear. The Council's strongest fleet is gone. Humanity has proven its power. The trap has worked. The alien Council Hall is silent. The leaders sit in their high chairs. Their faces are pale. The room that once felt powerful now feels weak. Screens around the walls show burning ships and broken fleets. The largest council fleet is gone, thousands of ships lost in one night. The council head stands slowly. His golden eyes are dark. He says, "The humans did this. They set the trap. They broke our fleet." The alien with blue arms slams his hand on the table and shouts, "If we do not act now, we will lose everything." Far away on. Mars Commander Kane walks into the war room. His officers rise from their seats. He looks at the hologram of the galaxy on the wall. Red marks show alien forces. Blue marks show human movements. Kane points at the center of the map and says, "It is. In time, we give the galaxy the truth in a secret underground room. Human technicians work fast. Rows of screens show alien communication lines, satellite signals and council networks. Kane walks among the operators. He says to the head technician, "Is the message ready?" The man replies, "Yes, sir, the whole galaxy will hear it." Kane nods and says, "Begin phase 2. In the alien capital city, millions of citizens watch the state channel. It is supposed to show council news and victory speeches, but the screen suddenly flickers. The image of the council head disappears. A black screen appears. Then a voice speaks clear and strong. It is Commander. Kane says, "Citizens of the galaxy, you have been told lies. The council told you humans are monsters. They told you we started the last war, but the truth is different. You will see it now." The black screen fades into secret recordings. The hidden drone from the council meeting plays. The leaders are heard planning to erase humanity before it grows strong. The whole galaxy hears the words. In alien cities, people stand frozen. Some cover their mouths, some shout. The truth hits them like a wave. They have lived under council lies for years. One alien woman whispers, "They lied to us." An old man says, "They started the war, not the humans." The council hall fills with shouting leaders, rise from their chairs. Some deny the message, some demand to block it, but the signal is too strong. Human hackers have taken control of every major broadcast system on hundreds of worlds. Billions of aliens watch the same video at the same time. Kane's voice continues. The council wanted war. The council wanted to erase us. We only wanted to survive. But now we will no longer hide. If you want freedom, stand up. If you want truth, open your eyes. Humanity is not your enemy. Your real enemy sits in this hall in the alien capital. Angry crowds begin to gather on the streets. Soldiers try to hold them back, but the numbers grow fast. People shout, "We want the truth. We want." The council to answer news channels try to hide the protest, but the footage spreads faster than they can stop it on Mars. Kane stands before a large screen showing live footage from alien worlds. He watches the growing protests. He says to his officers, "The galaxy is changing." An officer replies, "Sir, if they turn against the council, the war will end faster." Kane nods. "That is what we want." Lena stands beside him. She looks at the screen and says, "I never thought I would see aliens fight for us." Kane answers, "They are not fighting for us, they are fighting for the truth in the council hall." The alien with blue arms shouts, "This is human trickery." But even as he speaks, his own guards look unsure. The council head slams his hand on the table and shouts, "Block every signal." But the communication officers reply, "We cannot, sir. The human signal is everywhere." Back in the human command center, technicians work without rest. One says, "Sir, alien colonies are refusing to follow the council." Another adds, "Sir, some alien fleets are shutting down their engines." Kane listens and says, "This is what happens when the truth is free." The protests on alien worlds turn louder. Citizens burn council banners. Soldiers drop their weapons. Some soldiers even join a crowd. The council leaders look out of their windows and see the people they ruled for centuries rising against them. Kane gives a new order. Send message 2. The second video plays on every alien screen. It shows the council ordering attacks on human colonies. It shows alien soldiers firing on civilians. It shows the pain of the last war. The crowds cry out in anger. This time they know who is responsible. Lena watches the scenes with a hard face. She remembers the screams from the last war. She whispers to herself, "This is justice." Kane hears her and says yes, but it is only the beginning. On the alien flagship near the capital, some officers refuse to follow the Council's new orders. The commander of the ship turns off his weapon systems and says, "I will not fight for liars." Other ships begin to do the same. The Council loses control over parts of its own fleet. The alien with blue arms sees the reports and shouts, "This is chaos. We must strike them all down." The Council head looks at the burning cities on the screens. He knows the truth has already spread. He says quietly, "We may not win this." War Kane stands on the balcony of the Mars base. Soldiers cheer below him. He raises his hand and speaks through the comm channel. "Today, the galaxy has heard the truth. The Council cannot hide anymore. We will strike them when they are weak and divided." Lena walks to her fighter. Her hands slide across the cold metal. She whispers to the ship, "Tomorrow we fly again." Commander Kane walks beside her. He says, "We gave them the truth. Now we give them a choice. Fight with the Council or fight for freedom." On alien worlds, the night sky is filled with the sound of protest and fire. The Council guards their buildings, but the people keep coming. The truth cannot be stopped. Kane returns to the command center. He looks at the star map again. The red of the Council is shrinking. The blue of humanity and its new allies is spreading. He says softly, "This war will end soon, but not with fear. It will end with fire." The alien capital sky is red with fire. The sound of alarms shakes the city. Thousands of ships cover the horizon. The largest battle in galactic history is about to begin. The alien commander stands on the balcony of the High Command Tower. He looks at the human fleet forming beyond the atmosphere. His voice is low but heavy. He says, "The humans are here in the streets." Below, soldiers run to their stations. Civilians scream and hide inside bunkers. Giant cannons rise from the towers and turn toward the black sky. The alien capital was once a place of pride and power. Now it feels like a fortress under siege far away. In space, the Ghost Fleet moves into position. Commander Kane stands on the bridge of the lead ship. His eyes are fixed on the glowing alien world. He knows this will be the last and hardest battle. He says to his officers, "This is where we end it. The Council will fall tonight." Lena sits inside her fighter cockpit. She stares at the alien capital through the glass. She remembers the first battle of the war. She remembers the cities burned by alien ships. Her voice is steady. She says, "We finish what they started." The Council head stands inside the High Command Hall, surrounded by frightened leaders. His golden eyes are cold, but his hands shake. He shouts to his generals, "All forces defend the capital. No retreat, no mercy." The alien fleet rises into the sky like a dark wall. Thousands of warships move into battle formation. The alien commander raises his hand and says, "Fire first, do not let them reach the surface." The alien cannons light up the sky with waves of blue energy. The Ghost Fleet spreads out like a shadow across space. Kane watches the blue lights rushing toward his fleet. He shouts to his crew, "Shields up, break formation, ghost mode now." The human ships vanish from radar in an instant. The alien beams fly through empty space. Hitting nothing, Lina's squad dives down toward the alien lines. She locks her weapons and fires. 2 alien cruisers explode in a flash. Her wingmen follow behind, destroying the enemy's first line of defense. The sky turns into a storm of light and fire. The alien commander shouts, "Target their engines, block their path." But every time they aim, the Ghost Fleet moves again, faster and sharper than before. The alien lines begin to break on the ground. The alien council listens to panicked reports. One officer shouts, "Sir, our fleet is losing control." Another yells, "The humans are everywhere." The council head slams his hand on the table and shouts, "Hold the capital at all cost." Kane looks at the battlefield map. The red of the alien fleet is shrinking. The blue of the human fleet is pushing forward. He says this is working. Keep the pressure on, no one stops until the capital falls. Lena leads her squad through a burning sky. She flies between towers, dodging cannon fire. Alien fighters chase her, but she twists sharply, and they crash into their own defenses. She fires at the shield generators on the ground. They explode in a bright flash. She says to her squad, "Ground shields down. Repeat, ground shields down." Kane hears her voice through the comm and gives a quick order. Drop the second wave. Human ground forces prepare inside giant transport ships. The bay doors open. Hundreds of soldiers and walkers are ready for the final assault. The transports rush down toward the alien capital flames, and smoke rise from the city as they land. Human soldiers storm the streets. Alien soldiers try to hold the lines, but the humans push forward fast. The fight moves building by building. The alien commander watches the burning city from his tower. He calls the council head and says, "Sir, they are breaking through." The council head answers, "Then stop them at the tower or we are finished." Kane leads the ground forces through the city. His armor is covered in dust and smoke, but his steps are firm. Raises his weapon and shouts, "Forward for Earth!" The soldiers follow with a roar. The city shakes with the sound of battle. Lena's fighters sweep through the skies, destroying enemy artillery to clear the way for ground forces. Alien fighters try to regroup, but they are outnumbered and outmatched. One by one, they fall from the sky inside. The council hall guards prepare for the final defense. The alien with blue arms stands at the door with a weapon in his hand. He looks at the approaching human forces and whispers to himself, "They should have never risen again." Kane and his soldiers break through the last line of defense. Blaster fire fills the hall. The guards fall one after another. Kane walks through the smoke and sees the council head at the top of the steps. The council head stands tall with golden eyes blazing. He shouts, "You cannot win, Kane. You are only human." Kane steps closer and answers, "That is why we will win. Humans fight when everyone else gives up. Humans rise when others fall." Outside the tower, the last alien ships burn. The ghost fleet flies over the capital victorious. Lena circles the tower and reports over comm. Sky is clear. Kane. "We own the sky." Kane raises his weapon. The alien guards lower theirs. They know the war is lost. The council head looks at his leaders. Some cry, some shake with fear. His voice trembles as he says, "You will regret this." Kane says, "No, this is justice." Alien soldiers across the city hear the order to surrender. They drop their weapons. Human soldiers raise their flags on the tower. The red sky slowly turns quiet. The battle is ending. Kane steps outside the tower. He looks up at the ghost fleet shining above the city. He hears the cheers of his soldiers around him. He knows the price has been heavy, but the war is almost over. Lena lands her fighter on the tower platform. She runs toward Kane and salutes. He nods at her and says, "You did well today." She answers, "We all did." Sir, across the galaxy, news spreads fast. The alien capital has fallen. The council fleet is gone. The humans have won the last great battle of the war. Citizens on many worlds celebrate. They know the council's rule is broken. Kane stands on the balcony of the tower. His armor is scratched. His face is tired, but his eyes are full of fire. He says to his officers, "Prepare the final step. The war will end tonight. The galaxy will be free." The stars above the alien capital shine bright. The sound of war fades into silence. The humans have taken the strongest fortress in the galaxy. The council has nowhere left to run. The alien capital stands silent under a golden sunrise. The war has ended, but the galaxy is holding its breath. The streets that once shook with battle are now filled with smoke and broken. Steel human soldiers march through the city. Their flags rise above the tallest towers. The council has fallen, but the future is still unknown. Commander Kane stands on the roof of the High Command Tower. His armor is burned and his face is marked with the dust of war. He looks at the rising sun and says softly, "We did it, but this is not the end. This is the beginning." Lena walks toward him, still wearing her flight suit. Her fighter is parked beside the platform. She looks at the horizon and says, "It is strange to see this place without fire," Kane answers. "That is what we fought for. A future where the sky is quiet." Down below, thousands of alien soldiers walk out of bunkers with their hands raised. Human troops move carefully. They do not cheer. They know the war is over, but the danger is not. The galaxy has seen blood and fire, and no one knows how peace will hold. Inside the council hall, the once mighty leaders sit on the floor with chains on their wrists. Their golden robes are torn. Their proud faces are gone. A human officer reads the charges to them. They are no longer rulers. They are prisoners. Kane walks into the hall. All eyes turn to him. The council head sits in the center, still trying to look powerful, but his hands shake. Slightly, Kane stands before him and says, "You ruled with fear. You burned our cities. You tried to erase us from the stars. But we stood back up." The council head looks at him and whispers, "You are only human." Kane answers, "That is why you lost outside." The city, human ships fill the sky like silver birds. Supplies and aid flow down from orbit. Hospitals are built where battle once raged. Wounded soldiers, both human and alien, receive care together. The war was brutal, but humanity does not build on. Or do they build? To last, Lena joins the ground teams to help evacuate civilians. She walks through broken streets and gives water to a group of alien children. They look at her with wide, scared eyes. She kneels down and says softly, "It is over now. You are safe. Across the galaxy planets, hear the news. The council has fallen. The humans have won. The fear that once filled the stars begins to fade. Some alien worlds cheer. Some are quiet, not knowing what will come next. But everyone knows the old. Order is gone. In a secret room far away, a group of alien warlords whisper to each other. They refuse to accept the end. One of them says, "The humans may have won the battle, but the galaxy will never belong to them." Another replies, "Then we make them bleed again." The seed of rebellion is planted in the dark corners of space. Kane gathers his officers in the war room. A giant map of the galaxy glows on the wall. Blue lights show the liberated systems. Red lights show the places still burning. He points to the red zones and says, "This is not over. We must bring peace before another war starts." Lena leans against the wall and says, "Commander, the people trust you. They followed you through every battle." Kane nods and answers, "Then we lead, not with fear like the council, but with strength and hope." Human engineers work with alien workers to repair the capital. Power returns to the towers. Lights turn on again. Ships fly smoothly through the sky. The city that was once a fortress of war begins to change into a symbol of peace. The council head sits alone in a cell. He stares at the wall and whispers to himself, "They will destroy themselves without us." He believes that humans cannot hold the galaxy together. He waits for the moment when chaos returns. Kane stands in front of a crowd of soldiers and citizens gathered in the central square. Human flags wave beside alien banners. He raises his hand and speaks loudly, "Today is the day we rise together. The council is gone. The old fear is over. But the galaxy belongs to all of us now. Not just humans, not just one power. All of us." The crowd cheers loud and strong. Some cry, some smile. For the first time in years, the sound is not of war, but of hope. Lena watches from the stage. Her heart feels lighter than it has in a long time. A young alien soldier steps forward and kneels before Kane. He says, "My world was forced to fight for the council, but now I will fight for peace." Kane raises him up and says, No one kneels anymore. We stand together on a nearby hill. A tall communication tower broadcasts the moment to every planet. Whole galaxy watches as the war hero speaks of unity. The image of the crowd spreads faster than any weapon. Deep in space, a dark fleet hides behind a dead star. They wait for the right moment to strike. The warlords prepare in silence. Their leader says they may have peace today, but tomorrow they will face us again. The galaxy is calm, but not safe. Kane stands with Lena as the sun climbs higher. He says, "This is not the end of the story." Lena smiles slightly and answers, "No, it is the beginning of a new one. The stars above shine bright. The war is over, but a new chapter begins. Humanity has risen from the ashes of destruction. They have taken the galaxy's strongest fortress and turned it into a beacon of hope." Kane looks at the repaired city lights and says softly, "We will protect this peace no matter what comes next." The wind blows across the tower and carries his voice into the dawn. The crowd below sings a new song, a song of freedom and unity. The alien capital, once feared now, becomes the heart of a new future. Lina steps closer to Kane and says, "Commander, whatever comes next, we will face it together." Kane nods firmly and answers, "Yes, together." Far beyond the edge of the galaxy, a shadow moves. A new enemy watches from the dark. The future is bright, but the stars hold secrets. The new dawn has begun.